What's going on, everyone? It is time to get in a little bit of a quick video. I'm actually just about to head into my birthday here, so I was a little bit busy today. But that said, I wanted to talk about some of the cards that we just got revealed because this is probably my favorite leader so far. In terms of just like what the potential there is, and I think I'm pretty excited about it, and hopefully I can convince you all to be excited about it as well. A big thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. We've been chatting about this leader all day today, but let's dive right in and talk about Mon Mothma. So Mon Mothma, a new command heroism leader. We've got ignore the aspect penalties on non-villainy official units you play. Seems pretty straightforward. It's like the HERA of officials, right? Because you can do that with specters. Now, specters were all non-villainy, so that's not like that really mattered. So really, it's basically just HERA, but for officials. And I do like playing HERA, but honestly, the other part of this that I think is actually really good is she's a 5 to deploy 3/7 Republic official. So 3/7 body is a really solid. I like the 7th point of toughness. Generally 3/7s are even a little bit more exciting than the 4/6s outside of, really aggressive decks. I'd rather have that 7th point of toughness, which is really nice. And you also give each other friendly official unit +0/+1. So I think there's a lot of potential here with Mon Mothma. But okay, we get a 3/7 +0/+1, kind of like that Rex effect plus HERA. But what officials can we actually play? So I decided to just, let's pull up the officials here. Obviously, we've got no villainy officials that we can play, assuming that's something that, you wanted to look into. So no villainy ones. But let's say you're playing command, maybe vigilance, since vigilance seems to be the most popular official color. Not to mention you do get access to like Luke Skywalker's, and you do get access to some very powerful vigilance removal. You can even go double green to take advantage of like command, for example. But the cards I'm kind of looking at, if I'm going in that direction, then you can get additional turn 1 plays, which I think is exceptionally important. So for example, like Bail Organa is an amazing official on turn 1, especially to kind of utilize a lot of that extra cards that you potentially have in hand in a deck like this. You can play like Bail, Mina, and Chandril and Sponsor in the same deck, which gives you just another 2-drop official, which is really quite important. I think, one of the most important things about these styles of decks is that you don't have enough earlier plays to actually take advantage of. On top of that, if we kind of keep on going, because again, you can play any official, right? This is also going to include, where are ya? Come on, where are you? Where is my favorite official? Here we go. Chancellor Palpatine. Chancellor Palpatine, each token you create enters play ready, which all of your spy tokens are officials. So all those spy tokens you're going to be creating, like let's say with Bail, boom, enters ready. And then they're probably going to die off, and then boom, you get to an attack and get another token ready. Now, 2/6 Palpatine was never like that particularly strong, especially in double cunning, because you kind of wanted to be a little bit more aggressive. But in this deck, it's going to be a little bit more value oriented. So I could see something like a Chancellor Palpatine doing some amazing work. Of course, you can play things like Padme, and even if you go a little bit further, you can see here that we do have officials from the very set one, including like another Leia, or even if you wanted to, you can go, let's say, not individualist, but pick up regional governor, or the random just officials all over the place. But to be honest, the most exciting part for me is what this actually has the potential for, right? Some spy synergies with Chancellor Palpatine, multiple turn 1 official plays, that coupled with official payoffs, maybe we have something with Mon Mothma. Obviously, we're super early into the set reveal, so it's going to be hard to say whether or not Mon Mothma is truly going to be absolutely gross. Because again, if I look through here, what truly have we gotten from the set reveals in terms of officials? Not a whole lot, right? Not a whole lot at all. In terms of just from set 6, you've got High Command Counselor, Bail Organa, Mina Bonteri, a couple of other more expensive official rebel propagandist. Not a ton of like non-villainy officials yet. And that's just because we haven't gotten the majority of the set. But even something like High Command Counselor suddenly becomes, a pretty guaranteed 3/4 because of how many officials you're running in the deck. And this already, if you include High Command Counselor, Bail Organa, Mina Bonteri, and like a Chandrillin sponsor, boom, suddenly you've got your 12 turn 1 plays, which is really, really nice in Mon Mothma. And of course, if you do get her down, then all of your officials getting that extra toughness, that could do some cool things. It can do some cool things. I'm just really curious as to what you would pair her with, right? Obviously, the double command always appeals to me because you can go Data Vault, command, and all that stuff. But I think potentially Vigilance would be the place to be. So I'm really curious to see what other officials they're going to be adding for the rest of the set. That is truly going to make me either truly excited about Mon Mothma or potentially a little bit disappointed. It's the same thing with HERA, right? If you get more Spectres that actually can utilize that ability, but then take advantage of the fact that you're getting that aspect penalty, ignored, can you do something with that? And especially in a deck that's looking to get all officials, having more versatility in turn 1 options and even earlier plays, turn 3, turn 2, turn 3, that's super, super important. That said, there are a couple of other minor little cards, including a couple more officials. Alderaanian Envoy, 6-cost ground unit in Vigilance, a 3/7 Republic official with Restore 3. A 6 resource 3/7 is atrocious, to be honest, but it does have Restore 3. This just looks pretty mediocre. There is just so much Vigilance restoring in the official deck right now. I mean, maybe you could do something cool with this. This seems more of like an obnoxious draft card than anything else. It is just a fat body, or fat booty, I should say, with Restore 3. And then we also have Populist Champion. And again, this is another card where, similar to what I was talking about with Mon Mothma, these types of cards are 3-cost ground unit, Vigilance, Heroism, 3/5, nothing in terms of abilities or anything like that, just a New Republic official. These types of cards can be potentially pretty important because of the official tag, right? It's the same thing with Rebels. We saw, various different Rebel units like Alliance X-Wing, for example, being one of the most played cards for a very, very long time, just because it had a Rebel tag on a 2-resource play. And even to this day, you still see Sabine decks playing it just because it is a 2-resource play with the Rebel tag. This one, since it's a 3-resource play and it's a 3/5, less exciting because usually the 2-resource plays is what you're really looking for. But maybe this has a place for the official decks. But let me know what you think, guys. Are you actually excited for Mon Mothma? Honestly, this style of deck has always appealed to me. I was just a little bit disappointed with these Spectres because all the Spectres really wanted like other Spectres on board and doing all these crazy shenanigans. Whereas honestly, officials so far doesn't look like you necessarily have to have a ton of them on board to benefit. In some cases there are, but just getting value every single turn and just playing the most valuable official units, hopefully they'll print some strong ones, seems exciting to me. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you're having a great day, and I'll see you all for the next one.